It's been 9 months since the violence that shook the tiny kingdom in the Gulf. Since then, Bahrain's King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa appointed a commission of investigation. The monarch says he wants to find out whether his security forces committed crimes or violated human rights. The Bahrain Independent Commission of Investigation, or BICI, consists of 6 foreign legal experts, all internationally renowned. Mahmoud Sharif Bassiouni, the Commission's 74-year-old Egyptian-American chairman, is nicknamed the father of international criminal law. He helped create or improve several international organizations. He also headed UN investigations into human rights abuses in the Balkans, Afghanistan and Libya. By choosing this commission, some think the king has taken a political gamble.
For the first time in the history of the Arab and Muslim world, a country has taken the step to establish a committee that it doesn't control and is not made up of government officials, to carry out an independent assessment looking into specific events that might result in criminal charges against those who acted outside the law.
For more than 5 months, the investigators have studied over 5,000 individual complaints of abuse and heard from over 8,000 witnesses on the bloody crackdown on Shia protesters who marched to demand reform earlier this year. The government said it expected the report to be critical of its handling of the demonstrations.
Well, obviously we feel that mistakes have been made from all sides, and it was a brave move by His Majesty to find out the truth. It's going to be difficult reading. We are ready to accept the report.
This is the BICI headquarters in Manama, and as you can see, there is no outward sign, cameras are not allowed, and no interviews are given before the release of the report. These measures were taken last August when a group of demonstrators stormed the building, protesting what they said was the Commission's bias. From the start, Shia opposition leaders have viewed the Commission with skepticism.
We had a problem with the Commission because it was appointed by a royal decree, and it will submit its recommendations to the king himself. The body that may be tasked with implementing those recommendations may be the same body that has committed the violations. We would have preferred a UN-mandated commission to do the job.
But the Al-Wifaq group says it is willing to give the Commission a chance as long as its work is seen as fair. People in Bahrain are waiting now to see whether this report can bring an end to the country's sectarian violence.
Let's get the latest from Mohamed Vall in Manama. Mohamed, first of all, what are you hearing about other leaks about possible conclusions in this report?
Yeah, surely since yesterday we've been listening to various stories from different sources. We can't really verify those sources, but the most outstanding of those releases, the one that came on Reuters, which said it received a statement from the government itself saying the government already acknowledges that it has committed violations, that its officers have committed violations during that crackdown against the opposition in February and March. And they say that there was a pattern of those things, but in fact it is not part of the government's policy, and that 800 police officers also have been wounded or injured during those clashes at the hands of the protesters. So the government is trying to preempt this report that's coming out tomorrow, probably trying, according to some people whom we talked to, trying to steal the thunder of that report, because they know already probably that these things will be mentioned in the report, and they would like to make it look normal and expected.
And Mohamed, it's been 9 months since we saw all that violence in Bahrain. What's the mood now?
It's a very tense mood. During the last couple of days, the tension mounted considerably since the killing of a boy who was driven over by a police car. That was 3 days ago, and then there was a funeral that also was intercepted by police officers here, and there were some casualties. So it's a very tense situation. Even yesterday night there were clashes and there were demonstrations on the outskirts of Manama itself, and protesters fired petrol bombs in the streets. No casualties are mentioned. During the last couple of hours, we also heard of some clashes in the island of Sitra between protesters and police. So it is already a very tense climate here ahead of this report, and there are expectations that more violence may take place if this report is not pleasing to the demonstrators and the opposition here in Bahrain.
OK, Mohamed, thanks for that. Mohamed Vall in the Bahraini capital there.